Today on All Out Brick, we're going to be reviewing the 2001 Bionicle Tohunga. We're going to build them and then we'll review them and give them a score. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Christian from All Out Brick. If this is the first time you're viewing our channel, welcome to our channel, and if you've seen us before, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2001 Bionicle Tohunga, also known as the Matoran. While the Tohunga are commonly referenced as being the sets that launched the Bionicle theme, technically these are the first sets that we got to see of Bionicle way back in 2001. These sets were included as a part of a McDonald's Happy Meal promotion, and these sets are actually my earliest memory of the Bionicle theme. I remember hitting up McDonald's for some post-preschool lunch, and I was trying to get the ones I was missing, of course, but I was only ever able to get Kongu and Jala, and I got them over and over again. Eventually, I just gave up, or they weren't there anymore. I can't remember. It was a long time ago, almost 2 decades ago. The Tohunga play the role of citizens on the island of Matoran Nui. They are whom the Toa are sent to protect from the Makuta. During this promotion, there were 6 different Tohunga that you could receive, one from each region of Matoran Nui. Taking a look at the packaging, the Tohunga are wrapped in these poly bag presentations that were included inside the Happy Meal box, and they're all generally the same, so we'll just look at one in specific. So, take a look at Jala. We can see that we've got the Lego corner up here, and then we have the McDonald's logo in the bottom corner, and on the upper right side corner, we have a number out of 6, which indicates which Tohunga this is. It's really faint because it's yellow, but that is a 4 for Jala, and on all the other ones, they're numbered 1 through 6. And you can see that there's an image of him throwing the disc that's included with the set. I think it's interesting, you'll see it later, the mask choice. Obviously, if you saw the Tohunga review or you're familiar with the Tohunga, Jala has the same mask as Tahu, and it's also the mask that's on the disc, which is the Howl mask. So we'll get into that a little bit later though. On the back of the packaging, we see a picture of which region he is from. In this instance, it's Takoro, and it's in the Bionicle language here, right up here by the island of Matoran Nui. You could translate it if you have the Bionicle alphabet key handy. And it shows a zoomed up look of where the region is, and on this island of Matoran Nui, there's a black circle that indicates where it is relative to the entire island. So that's pretty cool. You can see on the inside, we can see the mask. It's really the only thing. It's pretty faded, this packaging. You can see the arms, but there's also some other stuff in there. So let's go ahead and open one of these guys up. Start with Kongu. We're going to go down up from number 4 to number 5. And dump these out. And you can see this is what we got on the inside. We have some pieces and this folded up advertisement material, which is our instructions. You see on one side we have a poster of Toa Lewa with Kongu, and they're both from Lake Koro. That's why they're put together with a nice Bionicle mask and background. And on the back here we have the instructions. So it shows very simple instructions. There's only a couple of pieces to put together here, but it also shows you the combination builds, which we'll be getting into further detail about later. It also shows a lot of the concept art or artwork relative to the Bionicle 2001 theme, which is some of the greatest stuff for this year of 2001. Is like, this art is incredible. It is really high quality, and it helps bring life to all the characters. Obviously, there's like a bunch of other stuff associated with Bionicle. There's comics, there's books and everything. And this just kind of, you think of this as the first we got to see of Bionicle, this just immediately hits you with the, I want to know more about this theme. And, you know, the Toa aren't even released yet, but you're like, who are these guys? So I think that's really a great job. Interesting for them to pick McDonald's. I don't know exactly why they did. I guess it was 2001. Everyone was still getting McDonald's every day as a kid or something like that. But hey, if it helped the theme, then fine with me. All 6 of the Tohunga follow the same build pattern, so there's no need to go through them each at once. Instead, let's just go ahead and build this one in real time. So we have this torso piece right here, and his 2 feet just kind of snap in. There's 3 holes on the bottom, and you just put the feet into the outer holes. And then you put the head on or the arms on first. I'm going to put the arms on first. We can see the arms are different. One of them has this like disc holder, and the other one's just like a regular hand. So I'm going to put these arms, like the instructions show, like this. And then we just snap the head on, goes onto that top pin, and then the mask just clicks right into the head, if you can get it in the hole right. And then we got his disc right here. We've got the disc, and we're just gonna put that in here like that. And so that is one of the Tohunga. I'm gonna go ahead and build the other 5. No need to show you guys, so I will get back as soon as I'm done building all 5 of the other Tohunga. Let's get to it. All right, so here we are, just finished building all 6 of them. It took in total probably 5 minutes. Like you saw, it's such an easy build, but you know, it's a kid's toy from a Happy Meal, so probably shouldn't expect it to take long anyways. But here they are, all 6 of them. You can see very nice contrast in color. There's not any of them, there's no colors that overlap between any of the 6 Tohunga. So maybe the closest is like the sand blue and the blue that comes in Maku, but other than that, I really like how they're all different colors, so that really helps distinguish they're each from different areas, and it gives like such a appealing like aesthetic to see. Like it's like a collection of Tohunga. It's not, you know what I mean? So running through one by one, we have Huki, Onapu, Maku, Jala, Kangu, and Matoro. Those are our 6 characters of the Tohunga. That's the name, so that helps, you know, branch that theme out a little bit. Very unique names. It's almost like, in a way, like kind of like Star Wars-y. Like they're these names that you can never come up with on your own, so it just sounds so different that you're intrigued by it. So I like that. The whole character concept of it, I really enjoyed. As for the models themselves, I really like them. They're simple, but they really give off this impression of like they're these little helpless villagers. I mean, not necessarily completely helpless. They do have these discs, and the discs can be fired. Each Tohunga, you can take his arm that has that little disc holder, and if you pull the arm back and let it go, that disc will fly. And that's how the Matoran or the Tohunga. It's, first, a quick disclaimer, they were originally called Tohunga, but due to a lawsuit, they had to change the name to Matoran. I'm going to refer to them as Tohunga because that's what they were called in this first wave. In future sets or future, you know, waves, I will refer to them as Matoran, but for the sake of this video, they're going to be called the Tohunga. So the Tohunga flung their discs at Rahi and whatever the Makuta threw at them as a way to defend themselves. So they included that aspect of it. Each of the discs are pictured with this sticker on top, which is a different mask, and you'll notice that they're almost all identical to the mask they're wearing, which is no coincidence because their Toa of that region wears the same mask. And I say almost because Maku, for some reason, was included instead of another Gamatoran called Holly, and her mask isn't the same as Toa Gali's, but the disc has it. So other than Maku, these are all the masks of their Toa, and the disc shows that mask. Unfortunately, the disc doesn't say anything about like what the mask does, or the instructions don't say anything about what the different masks do. I guess that's why they want you to go to like Bionicle.com when it was still running to figure that stuff out. So every one of the Maku's based around their Toa. I don't know why they didn't include Holly. I have a feeling it was because of the transparent mask. That's the only thing I can think of that they didn't include it, is because that transparent mask they wanted to keep for Gali. I don't know. But there's another thing you can do with their discs in that they don't have to sit like this. You can see like if I move, that disc is going to fall right off. But you can actually mount their discs to the back of their heads, kind of like Captain America's shield, which is how they do it in the Matoran Nui online game, which is where you'll find a lot of information about the 2001 Bionicle launch is in the Matoran Nui online game 1. There's these 3 pegs on the back of each disc, and you'll notice there's a slot on the back of the Tohunga's head. And if you slide the disc into that slot, it mounts perfectly. And this was clearly designed by the LEGO group to do that. But it sits right in the back of them, so I guess it's probably a better way to store them and display them rather than have their discs keep falling out of their hands. Unfortunately, there's no way with these models for the characters themselves to grab the discs, just due to the limitations on how those arms can bend. But that's part of the imagination of when kids are supposed to be playing with them, is, you know, they pretend like they are. So, just like that, super easy. All 6 of them now have the discs mounted on the back of their heads, so they can kind of walk around and not have their disc fall out. Really great base models. Each of these Tohunga models includes that picture of the combination model, which is the Matoran Nui. So what we're going to do is break down all 6 of these Tohunga, and we'll build the Matoran Nui. Here we go. So I just wrapped up the Matoran Nui build. It really only took 3-4 minutes. I had to look up online how it completely came together. The pictures on the different instructions of the Tohunga don't completely show this one part that you need to attach, but I was able to find it online really easily on Biosectors. The 6 Tohunga can use an extreme amount of energy to combine and form the Matoran Nui. And unlike that goon, the Turaga Nui, this guy is actually seen for real in the Bionicle universe. You can see the Matoran Nui in action in the comic Bionicle Challenge of the Rahi. For the model, you can see it definitely depicts this extreme tanked version of one of those smaller Tohunga. It's got these massive legs, which are just 4 feet put together and stacked in an interesting way. And then they're attached to these 3 stacking torsos, which can actually rotate because of the way that the torsos are attached. You can rotate the torso around because it's only attached by 1 pin. It's a little bit hard to stand up. If you put the legs out too wide, it'll kind of fall, but you know, it just takes a little practice, get it set up exactly how you want it to. See, you can see right now I'm having some trouble with it falling backwards, but we'll get it to stand. There we go. So he's also got these shoulder pads feet. I think he uses almost all of the feet. I'm looking at it right now. He does use all of the feet. He uses most of the torsos, and he uses only 1 mask, but you know, can only have 1 mask. They chose to use the purple mask from Onipu, and looks pretty cool, I gotta say. This is a really cool combination model. He has 2 launching arms, and he definitely looks like the Rahi actually don't stand a chance against him, whereas one of those single Tohunga, like, yeah, a Nui Jaga or something's wiping you out. But this one actually looks like he could put up a fight, and I don't want to say he looks stronger physically than a Toa. Obviously, a Toa has elemental powers, but he does, in my opinion, look like he could take on... If a Toa had no elemental powers, he could take him on in a fist fight. How about that? Pretty cool. It definitely expands upon that original Tohunga lore. You know, I really like it. Cool combination model. There's also 2 additional ones that replicate the Toa Kaita. I didn't build those in this video, mainly because, you know, they don't look like they do much different than the original Tohunga. They kind of just look like they have a wider body and a little bit extra feet. So I skipped out on those and just went straight for the Matoran Nui. Now we're going to break this Matoran Nui down and put it back into the original Tohunga before we wrap this thing up and give it a score. Here we are, got my original Tohunga back, really cool. Overall, my thoughts on this set, I think that they're excellent. They really are spectacular sets. I think every single piece is molded completely new for 2001. So that is so cool that none of these pieces have ever been seen before. So you got to imagine at the time, it must have been great to see something that you've never had before. It's just these original characters. So I think this is an incredible introduction to that theme, even better than the Toa Mata. I think the Tohunga, I think they're better than the Toa Mata. They're smaller sets and they have that one function with the disc. But I really do like it. I think that the color scheme is so incredible, like when they're put together, that, you know, the Toa have like the big blocky torso pieces and they have some black mixed in there. These guys are just completely color. I really like that out of these sets, and that's why for a score, I'm going to give these things an 8.6. I'm going to give them an 8.6. I think that if you have a chance to get these, they're really not that expensive right now. If you wanted them brand new sealed, they're going to be from $20 to $30 each. But used, they're not going to cost you a lot. So if you want to get these, hop on it because they're widely available and they're excellent sets. I think make these things a priority. If you're a Bionicle fan and you don't have these sets, you need to rethink what you have going on, because this is Bionicle. This is the launch of Bionicle. This is what made Bionicle. This is what got kids, when they got these in McDonald's meals, made it so popular initially, along with the Toa, of course, but this nailed it. So 8.6, that's your review. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a nice thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel if you want to be first to see all of our future content. Also, be sure to check us out on our website and on our Facebook and Instagram pages. Until next time, stay bricking.